Here is the enriched, high-value expansion of the provided content. 22. Copying controls. Copying control is the invisible glue that holds the entire SAP SD document flow together. It is the programmable logic that sits between document types. When business users say, greater than data didn't copy correctly, greater than, Darji intake, greater than, why did the price change when I created the invoice? Greater than, why can't I reference this quotation? The root cause is almost always copying control. Senior SD consultants know, greater than if copying control is wrong, even a perfectly configured system behaves unpredictably. You can have the best pricing procedure in the world, but if copying control is set to redetermine, your agreed prices will vanish at billing. What copying control really does. Copying control is not just copy-paste. It is a transformation engine. It governs which documents can reference which. Can a standard order reference a rush delivery? Likely no. What data is copied? Header partners, item texts, schedule line dates. How data is copied? Does the system copy the value or reread the master data? What is recalculated versus what is frozen? Should we use the exchange rate from the order date or the invoice date? What can be partially copied? Managing open quantities, example. Ordering 100, shipping 50, remaining 50. It ensures process continuity with control. Without copying control, data would be manually re-entered at every step. Typing errors would explode. The document flow, audit trail, would collapse, making it impossible to trace an invoice back to its order. VTAA, inquiry quotation or order. Transaction, VTAA, sales document to sales document. This controls the pre-sales to sales cycle. Purpose: convert customer interest into offer or commitment. Seamlessly turns a maybe inquiry into a yes order. Preserve reference: ensures the sales order tracks which marketing inquiry generated it. Optionally copy quantities and texts. Saves the sales representative from retyping complex material lists. Key controls. Copying routine. Header. Routine 001. Header general. Copying routine. Item. Routine 001 or 002. Pricing type. Usually set to be carry out new pricing, because the price given in an inquiry 3 months ago might not be valid today. Complete reference. If checked, the source document status is set to completed once referenced. Best practice. Allow pricing redetermination. Prices fluctuate. An order should reflect current valid prices unless it is a contract. Copy texts. Critical for capturing special customer notes entered at the inquiry stage. Copy quantities partially. Inquiries are often estimates. The order might only cover 50% of the inquiry scope. Inquiry pricing is never binding. VTLA, order delivery. Transaction, VTLA, sales document to delivery document. This is one of the most critical copying controls because it bridges the commercial world, sales, and the physical world, logistics. Purpose: translate commercial intent into logistics execution. Turns: we sold 100 widgets into warehouse. Please pick 100 widgets. Key controls. Order requirements. Routine 001. Prevents delivery creation if the order is credit blocked or incomplete. Combination requirement. Routine 051. Controls whether multiple orders can be combined into one delivery. Order combination. Data transfer item. Determines if we copy the order quantity or the confirmed quantity. Batch and serial relevance. Ensures batch numbers assigned in the order, if any, move to the delivery. Senior rule. Greater than delivery must reflect what is physically executable, not just what was ordered. Greater than. Greater than if you order 100, but only 80 are confirmed. ATP. VTLA ensures the delivery is created for 80, not 100. VTFL delivery invoice. Transaction. VTFL delivery document to billing document. This is financially critical. Errors here result in wrong revenue recognition and tax violations. Purpose: convert goods movement into revenue. We shipped it, now pay us. Key controls. Billing quantity, field, POS or neg quantity. Plus, positive quantity, standard invoice. Negative quantity, credit memo. Pricing type, G. Copy pricing elements unchanged and redetermine taxes. The gold standard. Keeps the price you promised the customer, but ensures the tax percent is valid for the invoice date. Price source. Should the price come from the order or the delivery? Usually order. Exchange rate. Determine if we use the rate at order creation or goods issue. Best practice. Copy pricing. Type G. Do not reprice the base value. If you sold it at $10, bill it at $10. Recalculate tax only. Tax laws change the tax date, is usually the billing date. Never allow greater than billing without delivery reference for standard goods. Greater than if you bill based on the order, OR, F2. You might invoice for goods that were never shipped. VTFL enforces the ship then bill rule. VTAF, invoice order, return. Transaction, VTAF, billing document to sales document. This controls the returns and complaints process. Purpose. Enable controlled reversal. Ensure we only credit what we actually billed. Preserve audit trail. Link the return order, RE, back to the specific invoice. F2. Key controls. Reference mandatory. You cannot create a return without selecting a valid invoice. Quantity limits. The system checks that you are not returning 110 units if you only bought 100. Pricing reversal logic. The credit value must match the original invoice value, not the current price. Pricing type D. Copy pricing elements unchanged. Senior rule. Greater than returns must always reference original invoice. Greater than. Without this, customers can buy at a discount, 50% off, and return for full price, 100% credit. Creating a cash leakage loop. VTFA third-party or service sale. Transaction, VTFA, sales document to billing document. This controls order-related billing. Used when there is no physical delivery, services, or the delivery is done by a vendor, third party. Purpose. Ensure correct flow when SD does not handle delivery. Key controls. Billing relevance. Looks at the item category status. Example. Completed. Reference integrity. Links the invoice directly to the sales order number. Pricing continuity. Ensures the price on the service contract or order is exactly what hits the invoice. Misconfiguration here causes greater than billing without fulfillment confirmation. You might bill the customer for a service before the service is actually performed. VTFF invoice. Transaction, VTFF, billing document to billing document. This is used for cancellations, S1, and invoice corrections. Purpose. Invoice correction. Correcting a price or tax error on an existing valid invoice. Debit or credit memos. Issuing adjustments based on a previous billing document. Key controls. Value copying. Ensures the exact values of the original invoice are brought forward as a starting point. Pricing behavior. Often set to D, copy unchanged, so the correction starts with the exact same numbers as the error document. This is where financial correction logic lives. It is the audit trail of, whoops, we made a mistake, here's the fix. Common copy and control parameters, must know. These are the specific fields inside the transactions that define behavior. Copying requirement routines, VOFM. What it does, a snippet of ABAP code that checks conditions before allowing the copy. Example, routine 003, header, checks if the division in the header matches the item. Routine 001, checks if the sold to party is the same. Copying data transfer routines, VOFM. What it does, ABAP, code that maps fields from source, target. Example, routine 101 might copy the PO number from order to delivery. If you have custom Z fields, you need a custom data transfer routine. Example, 901, to move them. Pricing type. A. Copy price components and redetermine scales. B. Carry out new pricing completely. Reset everything. C. Copy manual elements, redetermine the rest. D. Copy pricing elements unchanged. Strict copy. G. Copy pricing elements unchanged. And redetermine taxes. Standard for billing. Quantity update rules. Plus, positive, increases the target quantity. 0, no update, does not affect open quantity. Example. Quotations. Real project scenarios. Scenario 1. Partial delivery. Context. Order QTY 100. Stock available 60. Result. Delivery created for 60. Copy control. VTLA. Logic. The system updates the completed quantity on the order to 60. The status remains open. The remaining 40 stays in the open quantity bucket for the next delivery run. Scenario 2. Price increase after order. Context. Order created January 1st at $100. Delivery February 1st. New price list February 1st at $110. Copy control. VTFL. Logic. Pricing type G. Result. Invoice generates at $100. Why? Because the deal was struck in Yan. Alternative. If pricing type was B. New pricing. The customer would be billed $110 and would likely dispute it. Common real project failures. 1. Duplicate billing. The update document flow flag was unchecked in copy control. The system doesn't know the order has already been billed. 2. Quantity copied incorrectly, using the wrong unit of measure, sales unit versus base unit, in the data transfer routine. 3. Price recalculated unexpectedly. Pricing type set to B, redetermine, on returns, causing the credit memo to be calculated at today's price, not the original price. 4. Texts missing. Text determination procedure not aligned with the text copy routine. The driver instructions don't appear on the delivery note. 5. Broken document flow. The update document flow box is unchecked. The order status never changes to completed even after invoicing. Root cause. Greater than wrong copying control routine or pricing type. How senior consultants debug copying issues. 1. Identify source and target. Be specific. Are we going ORLF or ORF2? 2. Check corresponding VT transaction. Go to the item category level. This is where the logic sits. 3. Check pricing type. Is it B, C, D, or G? This solves 90% of pricing disputes. 4. Check routines. Press F4 on the requirement or data transfer routines. Read the ABAP description. Does it fit the scenario? 5. Test partial scenarios. Don't just test a happy path, 100 ordered, 100 delivered. Test 100 ordered, 50 delivered, 50 returned. Never assume default SAP behavior is correct for your client's custom process, mental model to lock in. Copy and control answers greater than what should move forward and what should be left behind. It is about controlled inheritance. The order inherits from the quotation. The delivery inherits from the order. The invoice inherits from the delivery. It is the DNA replication mechanism of SAP documents. Final perspective. Copy and control ensures continuity, data flows without typing. Auditability. Every document points to its parent. Predictability. The system behaves the same way every time. Junior consultants debug symptoms. The price is wrong. Senior consultants design copying behavior intentionally. The pricing type is wrong. If copying control is right, greater than SD flows cleanly from inquiry to cash without a single manual intervention. Say next when ready.